Sports. It's in the game.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the BioWare Classic.
Well, when he goes after him, he is here.
Kidding me? Come on, you can't hit a ball that hard.
That is crushing it beyond all crushing. Long just meant longer.
Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
Oh, I'm going to say, I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320.
Good swing, good shot yet again. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. And with that birdie, moving into the top 5 on the leaderboard.
And we're starting to notice the name.
Been some outstanding shot making to this point. Let's see what's happening now as we resume the action at the 7th. Just a solid performance to this point in the second round, Frank.
Yeah, it's been good. Really, it's been a fun watch. Sadly, the scorecard doesn't reflect the standard of golf we're seeing.
Well, those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards. Just crushed it in the fairway. That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. Tough game, Frank. You can hit 300-yard drives and miss 3-foot putts.
Yeah, there's the ecstasy, and that's the agony.
Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. A good birdie right there, Frank.
Oh, time to get another cup of coffee. Things are heating up.
On to the 8th. It's a par 3, 203 yards. What's going on here, Frank?
Interesting par 3, really. It looks anything other than a straightaway hole. That bunker short of this green gives you like an optical illusion. You think it's lapping up with the front of this green, but there's actually sort of 3 or 4 yards before you get to the putting surface. A little bit of a drop-off behind this green, and it narrows out the deeper the green gets. So a tricky little par 3.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man.
See if you can get this one to drop. Big birdie putt.
And with that birdie, tied at the top.
Frank, looking at this par 5 ninth hole, it's 621 yards. I need to make birdie here. What's the best way to go about it?
Well, if you're a long hitter, then there's a chance you can reach this par 5 and 2, Rich. But really the best way to make birdie here, good tee shot, and then contemplate the layup. In between the first 2 bunkers, there's a nice section of fairway, and it's not going to leave you much in for that third shot to a green that's very receptive. So really, birdie can be made the hard way, wedge and a putt.
Now his third, staring right at the green. Frank, mistake-free golf. You hope you can keep it together. Possibility of a very special round here.
Yeah, the only real thing to worry about is not to get too far ahead of yourself. At the moment, the swing looks tremendous. And just keep the round ticking over, one hole at a time. I know it sounds like a cliche, but right now, he's exactly where he wants to be.
Didn't fare too well on this hole yesterday. Made a bogey. Has it. Now to 7 under for the tournament. So all the scores have been posted for round number 2, and look who is on top of the leaderboard, Frank.
Yeah, with 2 very solid rounds of golf. Key right now, just stay out of your own way and keep it up. The pressure will start to build. We know that as you get closer to the end of this tournament.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the BioWare Classic. Really powering up here. Now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up. You can bring it in high. You can bring it in low. The choice is yours. Oh, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Had a birdie here yesterday, in there close. Great opportunity for another one. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, and trying for another one today.
That birdie has to feel even better, Rich, with everything so tight at the top.
Right in the middle of a Donnybrook at this point. Frank, now we get a crack at another par 5. The 7th is 592 yards.
And certainly reachable, especially with a tee shot that follows the shape of this fairway, which is slightly to the left. Good tee shot, you can get home. And those bunkers, if anything, are nicely placed on that left side of the green, actually to protect a shot that goes too far or too left.
Frank, they say you have to ride the wind. Boy, he got all of that one.
Got every ounce out of the conditions. Second shot.
Crucial eagle attempt on the way. Getting set now over the putt. Oh boy, we have a ball game right now, don't we, partner?
Starting to get sweaty palms.
Eighth hole here at the Wetlands, par 3, 203 yards. You like this hole, Frank?
I do, actually, but you have to have a little look at your yardage book because that front bunker will make this hole look a little shorter to the eye than actually what it plays. Green gets a little narrow as it gets deeper, but flat and, well, I wouldn't say easy. 3 here, not too bad.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Birdie here yesterday, trying to do it again today. Pretty much doing everything right this week. 11 under for the tournament. The 9th hole, Frank, is a muscular par 5, 621 yards.
You see why length is a huge advantage of this golf course, just under 7,700 yards. This hole here, another example, good tee shot. Perhaps think of going for the par 5 and 2, but a great collection of 3 bunkers that sort of annoy you with your layup there. Got to make sure you avoid all of those to leave yourself a nice little wedge shot in here if you can't reach it in 2.
Just amazing what they're able to do with that golf swing. Hit it so far at that size. Not overly big, but man can really move it a long ways. Good tee shot right in the fairway and plenty long. Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall.
Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
Rich Lerner alongside Frank Novelo for EA Sports. We're back here at the Wetlands Golf and Country Club. Partner, how do you get off to a good start on this back nine?
Well, there's no problem getting up for this hole, Rich. Very difficult par 3. Wet to the left to be avoided. If you want to keep it dry here, then it's going to require a nice, hard, straight shot.
How tough is this going to be now from the rough, Frank?
Oh, it's tough to say, Rich. I mean, so much is going to depend on that lie. I'm going to need a little bit of luck.
Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday, and a chance for another one today. Settles in over the putt.
That was cruel. That looked like it was certainly going in.
Starting the back nine on a sour note here with a drop shot. Bogey at the 10th. Bad news is, Frank, that's a bogey, but the good news, it still has the lead.
Can't afford another, though.
And that wraps up the third round. Just one more to go before we crown our champion.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm looking at my crystal ball, Rich, but that champion that we see tomorrow might be the one just sitting at the leaderboard on top of it right now.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the BioWare Classic. He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot, he is on the fairway, over 300 yards.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Drops it in for birdie. 14th hole here at the Wetlands. A dangerous par 3 comes in at 204 yards. There's some trouble out there.
And this is where you have to readjust your focus. If you start looking right or left of this green, you see all the problems that could come in and prevail. Instead, just look at that front bunker. Try and fly your tee shot over that, somewhere around the front edge of the green, maybe 3 or 4 yards on, and then the hole becomes that much easier.
That will be a great look at birdie. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Frank, we have said it over and over. Another birdie. Stepping up here on the 15th tee at the Wetlands, this is a 590-yard par 5. Excellent drive, Frank, right where you want to be. Nice position, short grass, second shot.
Surely not.
On the 15th green in regulation, but not yet in the hole. This is about a 30-footer, and he'll look at it from a couple of different angles just to try to get a feel for it. This one's tracking.
Oh, this is a huge putt. It's in.
th hole at the Wetlands is a par 4, 455 yards.
Once again, another reward for a straight tee shot, but this green heavily guarded by sand. So, good tee shot. This one, you're going to have to hit one of the better iron shots required at Wetlands. Rich, that tee shot there has shortened up this hole considerably. It's made a tough par 4 into, well, we'll see, but it looks like a very birdieable hole now.
You hit it right where you want. Now he has a good chance to attack that hole location. This is a good-looking shot. That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. This one just requires a little bit of focus. So close.
And yet it still counts for another shot.
They'll take it. That's a par. Par 3 17th. Frank, it's 238 yards.
There's still a chance for birdie here, though. Green shape's a little bit to the player's right, so a nice high draw coming in here. Even finding the middle of the putting surface will give you a chance to putt to really any position on this green. This one starting down the right does not look like it's going to draw back towards the flag.
But it will catch the green. Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
Looks like he just misread that. So they'll tap in. He's made it. Final hole here at the Wetlands Golf and Country Club. It's par 4. It's not a long one, 377 yards. There must be some...
He's loading up on it.
Look at the coil there.
Grab the fire extinguisher, put out the... That ball is on fire. It's melting going through the air.
That is tasty looking right there from just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from that.
So maybe a nice way to finish up with a good approach here to the 18th and a good chance for birdie. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Oh man, you can't miss him from that distance. Locked in on the read and the speed. Good work right there. He'll settle for par. That has to feel so good. A big championship victory.